Hello, everyone. Peace. It has been a while since I've been live on my YouTube channel, and I kind of missed you guys. I kind of missed going live, so I decided to go live today and talk about what happens when you block your sexual energy and everything in between that subject. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is ESAIA Mystic. I'm a spiritual life coach and dark feminine embodiment guide. I help women to activate their Lilith code and magnetize the life that they desire. I'm also an astrologer, and I'm all around, just the spiritual guru. So if you feel called, definitely subscribe and like this video, because I'm going to be talking about basically what happens when you block your sexual energy.
Look, that's his dad.
And my daughter's going to be popping in and out of this video. If you guys are used to my channel, you already know how this goes.
A rubber ducky. Quack. Quack.
Quack, quack, quack. Here, let me see what you need help with, because Mom is making her video.
No, that's his dad.
Oh, that's his grandpa.
Yeah, that's
So
his grandpa.
So welcome everyone. So
the grandpa is
when
the
you
dad.
block your sexual energy, this subject came up for me heavily over the past couple days during this energetic portal, during this time where the ancestors and the spirits are extremely perceptive, and you can really feel it during this time. Hi Kiara, how are you? Good to speak with you again. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about when your sexual energy is blocked. So this is the energy that's come up for me, and you guys know that it's Scorpio season. And so really just the theme of sacral energy, the sacral chakra, the sexual organs, and sexual energy in general. So I want to talk about what it looks like when your sexual energy is blocked, because I've been coming across, people, and honestly, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the vast majority of the world has a blocked sacral energy. You could be blocked in any energy center, but the sacral center, I feel, is one of the most blocked centers, because this is the place where people feel committed to not living life in its true, authentic essence. This is the energy center where people have committed themselves to pain, to suffering, to struggle, to unworthiness, to overindulging in things that aren't good for you. And honestly, when you get into a state of overindulgence, it's never good, because when you're overindulging, the product of that is always going to be some kind of disharmony. So you have people that today that are addicted to struggle, addicted to pain, addicted to suffering, addicted to overindulging. And this society, this matrix of a society that we live in, promotes for us to be imbalanced in our sacral energy. And it is this way because we haven't evolved out of the state of, feeling like we need to do something to be happy, right? So the way this can look when you're blocked in your sacral energy is, oh my gosh, y'all, I just had some deja vu. I have deja vu often, and when I have it, I'm like, this is weird, but okay. I'm flowing with it. So basically, when your sacral energy is blocked, you don't feel like you're worthy or deserving of living a pleasurable and easy life. Your mind will consistently create reasons and scenarios, and you will come up with things to justify why you can't live a life that feels good. You will justify reasons why you can't be in a relationship that is fulfilling and that honors you. You will justify reasons why you just can't feel good. And this is what blocking your sexual energy looks like. And the product of blocking your sexual energy makes you feel like you're unworthy of living. And it'll show up in these different ways of your mind creating these scenarios, your mind creating these reasons as to why you can't live a good life. You can't live pleasurably, right? So this is the basis of how you know, or what it looks like when you're blocking your sexual energy, is worthiness, right? That's what it comes down to, is worthiness, and feeling worthy of feeling good. So whatever it is that makes you feel good and brings you feelings of satisfaction, you will most likely replace those feelings of satisfaction with frustration. So, if you know that it feels good to live your life in a certain way, when you are allowing your sexual energy to flow, then you will allow yourself to live as you please. You will allow yourself to experience what you want to experience, and you won't allow your mind or other people or society, you won't allow the concrete physicality of reality to tell you how you can live your life. Because there's always those people that are like, well, you can't do this because X, Y, and Z. Even if you want to do it, you can't do it because of blah, 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 blah. And this is where you really need to learn from the essence of being in your dark feminine energy and being connected to the energy of Scorpio, because Scorpio rules over dark feminine energy. Scorpio is the ruler of the dark feminine. This is where you gotta be able to see where you are not allowing yourself, or others are not allowing you. Because there's nothing in this reality that has dominion over you. That's the number one thing, right? So this is the beginning of you really getting out of this commitment that you have to struggling, to living a life that is painful and not satisfactory. This is where you get out of that and you start to say, you know what? I'm the only person who has dominion over my life. I am the only person who has dominion over my experience. And if I allow myself to feel like I have to do things, like I have to commit myself to realities that I don't resonate with, that I have to sacrifice to be at ease or be comfortable, then that's where your life is no longer yours. And you're giving away your power to some outside entity that says, this is how you should live. This is how you should be. This is how you can be comfortable, right? And that's when you become at the mercy of things that are not you, that are outside of you. Go drink some water. Go drink some water. She was laying down and I guess her spit like made her choke. I don't know. So this is where you become at the mercy of things that are outside of you. And you never want to be at the mercy of things outside of you. This is where you become at the mercy of money. This is where you become at the mercy of, food. If you have, an addiction to certain types of foods, this is where you become at the mercy of, things that are other people, right? People. So these are all things that you can develop an addiction to that are outside of you. They're material things that are outside of you. And you can develop these addictions to these things because you've denied your right to be sovereign, to be in your power and to be sovereign and to say, my desires are my own. What I want to experience is up to me. And it takes for you to believe that you are worth that, to believe that you are worth experiencing pleasure without sacrificing and getting up on a cross and dying for you to live a life of joy, purity, and salvation. So the vast majority of people have done this. They've given up their sovereignty. They are blocked in their sacral energy, and they're not allowing their sexual energy to flow because of what somebody else told them, because of what they believe they should be doing to be, comfortable. And again, it's something that when it's suppressed, you start to attach the way that you feel about yourself to all of these external things. Go drink some more water, girl.
No. I'm eating my chips.
So when you start to attach your self-worth to things that are outside of you, like material things like money or food,
Mama, I do on my mouth.
Or,
I put on my hand.
Things that give you pleasure, a false sense of pleasure. It can be anything that you have an addiction to that is outside of you. If you are not in control of that thing, if you are not the one who is picking and choosing when you get to indulge in that thing or not, right? So if you are living your life based off of, money and what makes the most sense monetarily and what you should do based off of money alone, then you are at the mercy of money, because when you don't have a lot of money, your emotions will be at the mercy of that thing, when you do have a lot of money, your emotions are going to be at the mercy of that thing. So basically the money is controlling you emotionally. And this is like literally what they base every gangster movie off of. Or if it's not a gangster movie, it's, a movie, a thriller, some kind of, something having to do with money, right? Because money is a big one when it comes to sexual energy. Your sexual energy is what creates and magnetizes money into your life. Your sexual energy is what does that. And so what does that make you? If you know and understand that your sexual energy is what creates and calls money into your experience,
open it.
Then what does that mean? That means that you are the master of your money. You are the one that has jurisdiction over how much money is flowing into your life and out of your life. That means that you don't care how much money somebody has to offer you, or how much your emotions are not ruled by money anymore. You are in control of your emotions, and you have jurisdiction over that money now. And this is what happens to a lot of people who get into like Bitcoin and trading and things like that too. Because a lot of times you don't even know how much of yourself you've attached to to your money, right? You don't even know how much of yourself is attached emotionally, how much you're attached to money. But if you have never traded, or you never, got into Bitcoin or done any kind of market trading, try it. Your emotions, if you're emotionally attached to your money, then you are going to be going through a lot of things. I can promise you that, because those markets are designed to fluctuate. Those markets are designed to go up and down. Sometimes you have a lot of money. I bet you're going to be happy. You're going to be like, woo, thank you. And then when it goes down and it drops, you're going to be all sad and crying. But that's not healthy. And this is how you can see where you are how you are blocked in your sexual energy. Because if you know anything about money and energy, you know that you can get $1,000 today and spend $1,000 tomorrow. You know that you can receive $3,000 tomorrow and spend $3,000 tomorrow. You know that you can receive and spend as much money as you want when you understand that you are the creator and you are the one that is manipulating and creating the flow of energy into your life. But what most people have done, again, because their sexual energy is blocked, is they have detached themselves. They have detached their worthiness, their soul. Honestly, because the seed of your soul is your sexual energy, right? It rises through all of our energy centers, but the seed of our soul is in this sexual sacral energy, where our emotions flow and where we feel things deeply. And what most people have done in these scenarios is they've detached their energy, their sexual center, their who they are, from their money, we're talking around the subject of money. They've detached this from their money. And so this is what causes so much of people's fears and anxieties, and really getting into that place of feeling unworthy and just constant suffering that you're going through, because your emotions are going through this whirlwind of energy. It's going through this whirlwind and this influx of who am I, basically. And it's like an attempt to identify self through these external things like money, like, finances. And it's not necessary, because all that you need to create things, all that you need to call things into your reality is right within you. So it doesn't matter what goes, it doesn't matter what comes. It's all a part of you. It's all a product of you being in alignment with your sacral energy, with your sexual energy. So the joy of your life will be very dependent upon these external things. If you have addictions to foods that you know are unhealthy, right? If you're addicted to coffee and alcohol, maybe, that especially when you're addicted to like liquids that are unhealthy for you. But foods, different foods that you might eat that and you know that you're eating them to satiate some emotional discomfort, right? Because there are specific foods that we eat specifically because we want the feeling that the food gives us, which is normal, right? It's normal to eat and want to feel good about what you're eating. So I'm not saying you're not supposed to feel good about your food. You're supposed to love your food and love the taste of it and be so satisfied in all the flavors and all of that. But when you can't put certain foods down and you can't shift, the way that you consume or the things that you consume, basically when foods have jurisdiction over you and you are at the mercy of food, is another indicator of your sacral energy or your sexual energy being blocked. Leva has my lipstick on her forehead because I gave you a kissy.
Mom, that is makeup.
That's just makeup, yeah. That's Mommy's lipstick.
Yeah, that's your lipstick.
So
that's your lipstick.
When you block your sexual energy, a lot of things can come up emotionally. And the main thing that you want to focus on when it comes to releasing your sexual energy, because your sexual energy is what literally it's what causes either extreme pleasure in your life or extreme suffering and pain. So you want to be on the other end of all of that, like extremely on the other end of all of that. And the only way to do that is to be sovereign, and is to allow yourself to be who you are and receive what you want to receive without any thoughts, without any contradicting thoughts or contradicting beliefs telling you that you cannot, telling you that you should not, telling you that it's not right, or telling you that if you do this, then, bad things will happen. There's levels to how it gets all the way down to the sacral. Because a lot of times it'll come through the higher chakras, right? Like if your crown chakra is blocked and you believe in things, you're into, you know, different disciplines that disconnect you from source, and you know, those things can make you believe that you're supposed to live a certain way and receive certain things. Olivia, can you go in the room, please?
I don't want to go.
Okay, well, you gotta turn Mr. Robot off. If your third eye is, you know, being messed with, then there's a lot of illusions that are going to be projected to you, like through the media. That's the main one. You know, through the media, we're being projected realities, whether it's a TV show, influencer, or the news, whatever it is, it's a projected reality that we're seeing and we're observing. And in those moments, we have the opportunity to say, oh, I really like that. And I like these things about, you know, this experience. And I want to experience those things too. Or we get into a place where we're like, ew, you know, I really don't like that. And so we have options, right? And what most people are being programmed to do is put all of their energy and focus into the things that they don't want to experience, and the pain and the suffering of life, that it's almost like people are being forced to add to, right? But you're sovereign. When your sexual energy is flowing and you know who you are, right? And you know what you want for yourself, your desires are intact. You don't have to add to anything that you don't feel aligned with. You don't have to add to anything that you know is not an experience that is yours. Yes, it might have been someone else's experience. Yes, it might have been, you know, a part of my ancestry's experience. But I can pick and choose what I want in my life going forward. Especially when you start talking about illnesses and, you know, genetic diseases and things like that, right? Because a lot of people will start to think that because something is genetic, that they have to carry that. They have to carry that. You can turn genes on and off. That's what the sacral chakra is for. You can turn genes on and off, because the genes represent memory, and the memories represent water. We'll get into that more in another video. And actually, I wanted to talk about this specifically in my 13-week program, the Lilith Code, Dark Feminine Embodiment course, because the waters and memory is extremely important when it comes to activating your sacral chakra. If you are dehydrated and you're not drinking enough water, or not even necessarily not drinking enough water, but sometimes, you know, just because you have the energy of being thirsty, your body will be thirsty. If you have the energy of being thirsty, meaning deprived of life and youth and joy and happiness, you will appear thirsty. You will start looking dry. Your skin will have issues, you know. And there's a whole plethora of other things that can come just from being dehydrated. But you don't have to subscribe to any of these things, whether it be a disease, whether it be an ideal, whether it be a thought system, a thought pattern. None of those things are yours when you're a sovereign person, when you're sovereign in your energy. And you can embody whatever it is that you choose to embody when you are tapped in and tuned into your sacral energy, to your energy center. This is the center that gives you life. So unblock your sexual energy. Stop walking around like everybody in the almost everybody in the world who says, I have to do this because I have to do this. No, you are doing this because you should be enjoying it. And whatever it is that you are doing in your life, it should bring you pleasure. And there are going to be people that aren't going to want you to live, right? They're not going to want you to live joyously. And this is something that women run into a lot,
Mama,
especially when tapping into their feminine energy. They're going to run into people who don't want them to live a life of pleasure. They're going to run into people who don't want them to be sovereign. And it's not random, right? This is the way that society is being constructed and promoted to be. But you have the choice to either pay attention to those people or keep going. You have the choice to either feel that you're worthy and you're worth the energy and the attention and the focus to get where it is that you want to go and experience what you want to experience. You don't have to pay attention to something just because, other people think that you should. Other people think that you should, or because someone in your life is making you feel guilty about something, about, maybe you're wanting to do things in your life and there's somebody in your life who's guilt tripping you, about what it is that you want for yourself. Don't let them do that to you, right? Don't let anybody guilt trip you. I stopped letting people guilt trip me a long time ago. And why this is so important is because this is your life. Your sexual energy is what has you here in operation, in flow, in existence, in joy, and living, just living, right? This is what has you here. This is why it takes sex to get you here, because we are all operating and living through sexual energy, this sacral energy. So when people start to guilt trip you and you feel guilty and you feel like you need to do something because you have to do it, because if you don't do it, you're not a good person, or if you decide to do things that make you feel good, then you're a bad person or whatever. There's all kinds of ways and things that come up that can cause people, and women especially, to decide or make choices or commit themselves to things that isn't in alignment with who they are. It isn't in alignment with their truth. And you want to be in complete and total alignment with who you are and what you want for yourself, your desires. what you desire is important. And it is a sacred part of everyone's expansion and everyone's life and everyone's joy. So if you're not allowing yourself to be joyful, just know you won't allow your children to be joyful. You won't allow your spouse to be joyful. You won't allow anybody within your experience to be joyful. Allow yourself to be joyful, right? A lot of people make dumb decisions like, I should be with this person because XYZ, even though I'm not happy or it's not pleasing me. I should be in it because that's just what I should do. Or, they'll say, I should work this job, or I should, do this thing because I don't have any money. And the only way I can have money is if I do this thing, and, I have to do this. That's stupid too. I'm going to just let you know, that's dumb. You don't ever do something because you should. You do something because it brings you pleasure, it brings you joy, and because you really sincerely appreciate and enjoy the experience. So, peace, Matt Moses. Thank you for joining. So, this is the basics of sovereignty, of sexual energy, of seeing how and where your sacral chakra is blocked. And if you want it to be unblocked, if you want your energy to flow and unclog anything that is stopping you or causing you, unclog anything that is causing you from being in a state of pain or suffering, then you want to allow yourself to be who you are, a sovereign person, a sovereign being. What is that? Oh, that was a piece of lint. Okay, well, that is all I had to say on that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.